everyone. Welcome into the Father-Son Football Fanatics podcast. Of course, I'm the father, one of the hosts, Michael Combs. This is your other host, Caden Combs. And we're super pumped about the show. We are excited about the game tonight. We're ready to share all this with you guys.
You've already seen the video today. If you've already seen the prediction video, you're going to know who I predicted. You got to watch that video before this video.
Yes, so if you have not watched Caden's predictions for this week, he covers tonight's game in it, as well as all the Sunday games.
It's on this channel, so if you see this on your recommended, whatever it is, you can click on the video, click on our channel little icon with Jamar Chase, and then it should pop up our channel, and scroll down one, and
boom,
it's there.
There it is. Watch that first. If you haven't watched it, hit pause on this one. Go watch that one, like it, and then come back and hit play on this one.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. We've got a little bit of news I want to cover real quick before we get into our segments. Just a few things to pay attention to. We've got Mike Evans and Alvin Kamara, both with no practice today.
Julio Jones.
It doesn't mean anything necessarily.
If it does.
T. Higgins also didn't practice today for personal reasons. You'll see a lot of the veteran guys do that throughout the season where they'll take a practice day off during the week. So nothing I would be totally concerned about, but just kind of keep your eye on those guys. George Kittle, again, no practice. Expected to miss this week's game.
What's wrong with him?
DeAndre Swift, this one's a little bit more noteworthy. Second day, no practice with an ankle injury. Not really disclosed what the injury is, how serious it is, but it's serious enough that he's had to miss 2 days of practice. So maybe something to consider there. Keep in mind. But that's really all I had is in the way of news. So we will go ahead and jump right into the show, right into the segment you've all been waiting for the week, the starts and farts
of the week.
Starts and farts of the week.
Starts and farts of the week. One of my favorite segments we've done on the podcast so far, and we've done many segments, but starts and farts of the week. So my first start is Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, a beast, deserves the number one spot, but
now you're all in on Kareem Hunt this week.
Yep.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he was also your bold prediction and big move that they should probably listen to because it might help you pick, correct?
Yep.
So Kareem Hunt, Caden's all in on him this week.
I think he should go to a different team and be the starter.
I thought the Kansas City Chiefs were insane when they cut him.
Well, he was suspended for a while.
Yeah, but then nobody would pick him up. And then the Cleveland Browns got him for dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they've wasted his career.
A little bit. He's had a pretty good career in Cleveland. It could be a lot better if he were the main back, but
he's so good to just sit on the bench and then go in on third down. I think he's better than the third down back. I think he deserves
to be started.
Not farted on.
So my first start this week is a guy that kind of came out of nowhere. We talked about him a little bit on Tuesday's show, on our waiver segment, and I think you're talking about him in our other segment. So we're pretty big on this guy for this week, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
He's my first start of the week. You probably were able to get him off the waiver wire this week.
Easily.
I got him off the waivers in at least one league, and he's a definite start for me if you don't have a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase,
But you can put him as your flex.
you could certainly put him as your flex if you have the need for that. Obviously, if you have one of those top Cooper Cup, those top tier guys that are playing at a high level right now, don't take them out and start Curtis Samuel. But if you're wavering between DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney,
The thing that
and
confuses me,
Juju Smith-Schuster and Jalen Waddle and all these kind of middle receivers, I think I'd go Curtis Samuel over most of those guys.
not Jalen Waddle, but it just makes no sense to me that Justin Jefferson scored 40 points, and he's not even projected 20 points, and Cooper Kupp got like 30, and he's projected like 20. So it's just kind of
The projections you can't go off of the projections.
No, but it just kind of makes me mad.
Yeah, it does.
I don't have any of the stars receivers in any of the. I have Devontae.
So in one of my leagues, I've got Michael Pittman and Gabriel Davis, and then my next receiver after that is like Elijah Moore from the Jets. So I'm definitely willing to take Elijah Moore out and put Curtis Samuel in that flex position. I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. So who's your second start of the week?
James Robinson. Now, I know people were like, Travis Etienne's going to be the starter. He's going to do so good. But he fumbled and got like 4 yards. So, I'm just saying, James Robinson, he got like 20 points. He popped off, got a few touchdowns. Or 1 touchdown.
So James Robinson, I've got James Robinson in 2 of my leagues, and I am on the fence with starting him. So where do you draw the line? If you, let's say you come to a point where you have to decide between Najee Harris this week and James Robinson, who do you pick?
Well,
Just asking for a friend.
hold on. Depends the matchup. I know that Najee Harris is going against the Patriots.
Yeah.
I forget who the Jags are going against.
I can tell you, the Jags are going against the Colts.
Patriots, Colts, they're both good. I would say Najee Harris, but the only reason why is actually no. I'm gonna pick James Robinson. I'm gonna go bold, and because Najee Harris is hurt.
That's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
Normal circumstances, Najee's kind of a no-brainer, but in a situation where he's a little banged up, I think you have to look at a pivot option. So,
yeah, Najee Harris, he's close, but I don't know.
I mean, my first one, Curtis Samuel, his matchup is the Lions.
They're good.
That's one reason why he's a start for me.
No, I think the Lions are going to do good this year.
Well, their defense has not shown to be that great.
They've got some good corners, I'm pretty sure.
My second start of the week is none other than Darrell Henderson.
I was going to put him as mine.
We know that he took all the work last week. Cam Akers didn't get any.
I got 0.
And
I started him.
they're not going against the Buffalo Bills this week.
I started Cam Akers in the Money League, and I still beat you. I crushed you.
We've already, you know
And
what?
if he got the regular,
It's a new week. We're on to week 2 now, okay? Let's leave week 1 behind us. So, Darrell Henderson's not going against the Buffalo Bills this week. He is going against the Falcons. Worse defense, obviously, than the Bills. He has a much better chance of hitting a high ceiling in that game. So that's why he is my second start of the week. Now, moving on to farts of the week. These are guys that we highly encourage you not to play. Mine are pretty high draft pick guys. So,
Mine are
so
too.
you feel like you have to play him because you picked him third or fourth round, but you don't.
Yeah, mine are too. So I'm gonna start. And we were just talking about this guy, Cam Akers. The way he performed last week, I just don't think I could start him again unless he proves he gets like 2 15-plus games. I'm not starting him.
Yeah, I'm with you there. My first one is CeeDee Lamb. If you got CeeDee Lamb, you picked him early. He wasn't hanging around in 5th, 6th round draft picks. He was gone early. I actually, before the season, I projected him to be top 3 wide receivers. That now has changed, obviously, since Dak Prescott is out with a broken thumb.
Well, that does not matter.
So the quarterback matters a ton.
I know.
A ton.
I really want him to do good, though.
I wanted CeeDee Lamb to do good, to do really well this year, but with no Dak, especially this week, no Dak. The first week, Cooper Rush is coming in as the backup quarterback.
And we're playing him.
They haven't really gotten a whole lot of reps together. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is going to be a fart this week.
And this week, I also have a Cowboy being a fart.
Oh, no.
Zeke Elliott. 5 points last week. That's a fart. And I don't know why. I love Zeke. Like, he's like one of my favorite players, but
You had an Ezekiel Elliott jersey a
Yes.
couple years ago.
It was Cowboys,
You
too.
you loved him. He was like your favorite running back.
And like he still is.
It just gets to a point where you
He-
see reality
For him. He's just not that good anymore. I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but
Yeah, I
and they're
mean,
going against the Bengals. The Bengals have a pretty good run defense, so
and pass defense. So, I think it makes sense. I think Cowboys, maybe just Cowboys in general, will be farts this
Yeah.
week. No offense to any Cowboy fans. We still
There
like
aren't
you.
any.
We still like the players. They just, this week is not going to be their week.
or any week.
So my second fart of the week is a guy that we don't really like him because he's a Pittsburgh Steeler and we're against the Steelers. But
Can I guess?
go ahead.
Is it Chase Claypool?
It is not Chase Claypool.
Is it Najee Harris?
It is not Najee Harris.
Is it Deontay Johnson?
Ding ding ding. It is Deontay Johnson. Why, you ask? Do I pick Deontay Johnson to be a fart of the week? Okay, a few reasons. Mitch Trubisky.
He did good.
He did okay. He didn't touch the ball a whole lot because his defense did all the work for him. But you've got Najee Harris who is banged up, right? So the defense knows Najee Harris may not he may not need all that attention because he's not going to be doing that great, hypothetically.
It's the Patriots defense. Bill
The
Belichick.
Patriots defense, what they do is they focus on the top player, the top target on the other team. Najee Harris being under the weather, who is the top player now? Deontay Johnson.
Chase
They are going to shut him down. Chase Claypool may go up a little bit, but Chase Claypool isn't as good as Deontay Johnson.
He's pretty good though.
So I think the Patriots defense is going to shut down Deontay Johnson. I think he'll be a fart this week.
I actually like Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
I do.
So if you have Deontay Johnson and you can get Curtis Samuel, I would swap him out and put Curtis Samuel in. If it were me.
Yeah.
But
Me too.
those are our starts and farts of the week.
We have a new segment that he always makes up these segments. He always makes them up.
No, the producers do.
No, you do.
If it's good, I do it. If it's bad, the producers make it up.
What about me? All right, no, but this segment, no, you're not getting what it's called. We're just going to.
We're gonna jump right into the next segment in 3, 2, 1. Plug and play. So what this segment is we are giving you advice. We realize there are starting players on your team that are injured. So really these are directed towards Dak Prescott managers, Keenan Allen managers,
Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell managers, and anyone else who has a quarterback, receiver, or running back that is injured that will be out this week. But those guys are the specific ones that we're focusing on because they're pretty high caliber players. So, starting off the plug and play, it's our advice to you who you can pick up or who you may have on your bench that you can plug in and play in the place of that player with pretty good confidence.
That you should be able to get off waivers. Like, I know the players that I put in here, they're like low projected, but they got points last week.
Yeah, and they've got high potential for points this week.
Can I go first?
You can go first.
Can I do all three, or should I just do one? Or
go ahead, do your quarterback first.
So my quarterback is Carson Wentz. He's the third. He's the third best quarterback right now. Like in points wise.
Really?
He got 27.
Ooh, man.
And so I'm assuming it goes Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Which is
wow.
crazy to think, but yeah, and you could just get him off waivers. If I have Dak Prescott, I am grabbing him and putting him in.
Yeah, that's
plug and play.
definitely a good plug and play option. Especially with their matchup going against the Lions, like we talked about.
That's what you got to do if your phone is almost dead. You got to plug it in and then play our video.
All right, my quarterback plug and play, since obviously I couldn't take Carson Wentz, this guy is going to be on waivers in about 95% of leagues.
Unless you have
people who don't know what they're playing. My quarterback plug and play is Marcus Mariota. And I'm not big on him. And it kind of hurts me to say his name, but he's available on waivers. He got 19 points last week,
he also played the Saints,
which is a good defense. So this week the Falcons play the Rams. So another good defense.
The best defense in the league, in my opinion.
But Marcus Mariota, he threw a lot, and he utilized Cordell Patterson a lot. He's got Kyle Pitts, who he didn't really utilize much last week, but he probably will this week.
I hope they win.
He can scramble, use his legs a little bit.
I hope they win. I hope they win.
Oh, I hope the Falcons win too.
Yeah, that would be
awesome.
funny. That would be. I would laugh at the Rams.
A little bit of vengeance for us Bengals fans. But that's who mine is. You can plug him in and have some confidence that he won't give you a goose egg. He'll give you probably a 15 or better.
So. My next one is Jamal Williams. So I did have Elijah Mitchell on my team. He got hurt. He's on IR. I put him on the IR, and I picked up Jamal Williams off the waivers. Now,
from my advice. You're welcome.
But I'm not starting him because he's not better than Kareem Hunt, in my opinion. He's not going to do better than Kareem Hunt. I have Antonio Gibson and Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to put him in over any of those guys. But if you have... Oh, crap. Who should I say? If you have...
Well, if you had Elijah Mitchell and he's hurt, you may have need for that running back in the flex position. Or if you have a... let's say you invested high on Breece Hall or Travis Etienne.
Yeah, I would start him over Breece Hall, Travis Etienne.
Some of those guys that you were hoping would do better than they did.
Damian Pierce.
Cam Akers.
I mean, any of those guys.
You
Zeke,
invested high on Cam Akers or Zeke, and they're not doing that well. Bench them. throw in
Williams did good.
Jamal
How
Williams.
many points did he get? Like 15, 17, something like that?
16, I
16.
believe. Yeah, 2
I would-
touchdowns,
15,
two,
17.
two receptions. I mean,
That's crazy. That's
he got the
good.
goal line work, and with DeAndre Swift being banged up a little bit, he's going to continue to get that
Might
work.
even be like Najee Harris. Like DeAndre Swift might not get anything.
Yeah,
Well, he's gonna get some, but he might not get much.
it just depends on how the ankle is.
But I wouldn't start him over any Kareem Hunt, James Robinson. I wouldn't start him over, but Cam Akers and Zeke, I would start him over.
So-
the way they've been playing.
So my plug-and-play running back, if you have that Elijah Mitchell or one of those kind of guys, Khalil Herbert.
I'm agreeing with you because he got more points in fantasy last week than Montgomery did.
He did. Last week he got 11.3 points. Khalil Herbert has really kind of put his foot in the ground and became, at least a 50-50 partner with David Montgomery. He is sharing that backfield with David Montgomery. The next matchups for Khalil Herbert, this week he's got Green Bay. Green Bay's struggling. After that, he's got Houston, the Jets, Minnesota, and Washington.
Khalil Herbert?
The Bears, yeah. So 5 matchups that are in his favor. The defenses are not.
I really
Top
hope
tier.
the Bears do good this year. Justin Fields, I hope he does good.
So if you have Khalil Herbert, even if he's in a 50-50 split with Montgomery, and he's putting out 12, 15, 18 points a game, it's definitely somebody worth grabbing. Definitely somebody you could plug and play in place of Elijah Mitchell or Cam Akers or one of those guys. All right, who's your wide receiver?
My wide receiver is Curtis Samuel.
We have been talking about Curtis Samuel a lot, and if he does bad this week, we're gonna look bad. But I don't think he will. He looked great last week. He's available on waivers in a lot of leagues. Maybe not anymore because you listened to us and you picked him up. He's my start. He's your plug and play. So we're high on Curtis Samuel this week. So I like it. I can't argue with it. Wrapping up this segment for the plug and play players, if you have Keenan Allen or one of those wide receivers who are injured, or maybe one that you drafted high that isn't giving
Wait.
you production,
Hold on, can I guess your guy?
yes.
What was his?
3,
What? No. What team is he on?
2. He is on. Well, that's gonna give it away. He's on the Giants.
Sterling
2,
Shepard.
1. Sterling Shepard came out of nowhere. Man, nobody drafted him. Nobody was even thinking about him.
Nobody.
But Sterling Shepard came out last week, got 15.1 points. He's the top receiver for the team. Kenny Galladay is a thing of the past. Kadarius Toney got 1 pass attempt and never saw him again. So Sterling Shepard, he's got a place on that team. Before he got injured last year, his first 2 or 3 games, he was a rock star.
He might get hurt again.
So at least for this week, he's healthy. He had production last week. He's going to have more production this week. I think you can pick him up, plug and play him in for one of your receivers, and be happy with it. So that is it. That's our plug and play segment for the week. That's our show for the week. So we're wrapping up. The game for tonight starts in just an hour. So we're gonna get ready to watch that game and watch the Chargers win.
I can't. I
But
can't say the Chargers win.
Caden will have some more predictions for you coming up in a day or two. So make sure you tune in for those. Make sure you like, subscribe, share.
Turn on post notifications so you don't miss a podcast. We're doing 4 a week.
Yes.
It's a lot.
We're putting in work. We're making sure
putting
you
in the
have
hours.
all the information you need to win your fantasy league. And that's going to do it for today. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.